Okay, so this is the first workout, and we will start with a fencing position. We will be focusing on HEMA sabre, but I will bring references from other related weapons and sports. Well, I guess you can learn more about who I am and what is the goal of these exercises in the uh, first watch it first video. So, fencing position. Let's measure 2 feet. Yeah. And so the distance of 1.5 to 2 feet between your heels is kind of like optimal for the classic military saber position. Yeah. So we have our feet positioned in the way that the front foot is looking in the direction of our opponent, and the back one is at 90 degrees to the front one. It's not necessarily so. Well, if you look at the competitive HEMA footage, you'll see a lot of like 45 degrees on the toe back foot position. We'll get to that later. I also fence mostly this way, but this is the academic position, so there is no reason not to start from it the way it is described in most saber treaties. So this is the position. Then we go down in a way that our knees are somewhere above our toes. Yeah. So this is the leg position. It could be lower, could be higher. It depends on the situations, rules, and your body. Uh, I prefer lower because it's more charged position. The most important thing is to have your body upright, to have your glutes a little bit like uh, tension, so you don't have the mm, muscles kind of like going to the back. Yeah, so there is a roughly a fist distance between your body and your elbow. Yeah, and so this is a fencing position. Most fencers keep their offhand arm here. Sometimes, some treaties describe it as position it in this way, which is suboptimal in my opinion, but doesn't matter. So this is our fencing position, and it should become your absolutely normal position. And when we fence, especially when we fence in sparring, so competitively, we do different stuff, and sometimes we lose balance, sometimes we move sideways, sometimes we are in an awkward position. So from any position, being able to get into fencing position is kind of like the fundamental thing. Yeah. So this is a fencing position. Uh, Now I'll give you 4 exercises. You can use each of them as a separate exercise. I like organizing them in some sort of workout. You can start with 30 seconds workout, like 15 or 20 seconds rest between rounds, and then slowly move to uh, high intensity, like 40 seconds work, 20 seconds rest, or 50 seconds work, 10 seconds rest. So the first one, we just get into this position and stand. You can start from 30 seconds. You can start from 40 seconds. You can see where you can start from. The most important thing is to keep this position perfect and keep moving. Yeah. So this is basically the exercise number 1. Just standing in this position. A good reference point is 3 minutes. 5 minutes is amazing. 30 seconds, 45 seconds, 50 seconds in the beginning is fine. If you want to put more pressure, you can start going up and down. All these exercises, the most important thing is that you maintain the integrity of your position, right? So nothing moves unless you want to move it. It's very beneficial to do it in front of the mirror so you can see what you are doing. I cannot now, but it's nice to see that, to be sure that your position is perfect. You can go lower if you wish. You can stay lower. That's also an interesting option. Yeah. So this is exercise number 1. Then we go to the exercise number 2. You can kind of like shake your legs, relax if you need it. So back to the fencing position. We're going slightly lower, and then we start this small, tiny moves. Our goal is to keep everything above our waistline, not moving or moving as little as possible. So your legs should be your platform for moving your body, and your upper body is doing something you want it to do, but your legs do not meddle into this process if you don't want to. It's not as easy as it looks, so you'll try that yourself and you'll make sure that it's not as easy as you might think. Yeah, if you feel that you want to put more pressure, you can do, let's say, 30 seconds of this, then like 20 seconds of faster moves, and maybe 10 seconds of extra fast moves. Nice. This is exercise number 2. Exercise number 3 is more about creating explosive power. So we get into fencing position, control our body, get control of our body, get a good solid position, and then start lifting our heels, trying not to move anything else. You can do it with the weapon, but I wanted to make a workout that you can do without a weapon. So yeah, so this is exercise number 3. It's a good one. And then exercise number 4, the hardest one, we call it crane. It's hard to make it perfectly, but it's important to try. So we get into fencing position, we stabilize it, and then we start raising our knees. Trying to maintain the integrity of the rest of your body. It's hard, but it's a good exercise. Control your position. Every time you feel that you're sometimes off your position, try to get in a perfect, good, solid position. That was exercise number 4. And then you can do these 4 exercises, wall to wall, and then it would be your round. And you can make 3 rounds of this or 4 rounds of this. And that will be perfect, like a 16-minute workout. You can make pauses between rounds, like a 1-minute rest between rounds. And it's going to be a quite nice, high-intensity fencing workout. Yeah, here we are. Do that, and like a 1 week of practicing this would be very beneficial, even if you're an experienced fencer, and especially if you're just starting your historical fencing career. Now we're going to a little bit more advanced stuff you can do in the, for your position building. So first of all, what you can also do, you can switch from your right position to your left position. It's not necessary if you only do sabre or only do one-handed weapon with your right hand, but it's also nice to have like a nice, balanced, symmetrical body. So if you have time, you can switch to this, and it will be beneficial for you and do any of these exercises or all of those exercises or a round of those exercises, basically maintaining the same position as we've been doing in the beginning of the video, right? That's thing number one. Also, if you want to start putting more pressure on your legs, you can do jumps. That's basically a beginning of plyometrics work. So instead of just in this position, instead of just going low and high, you can start jumping. Yeah, I have a Achilles slightly injured, so I won't do a lot of that. But it's a good exercise, and it teaches your legs to explode, and also teaches you to land into fencing position, which is very important. That's another exercise you can try. Yeah, I think it's enough. And if you do this workout once in a while or for a week regularly, you'll be ready to move on to the next exercise. And it's also good to, refresh your fundamentals in your head if you've been doing HEMA for a while as well, I guess. Thank you very much. Do your homework. See you in a week.